Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Capricorn. Keep moving my cup of coffee. Okay, I think I'll just put it here. Capricorn, I'm on to my second cup, doing this early read. Well, it's more the weather, not so much that it's early. I've been up. But I'm on to my second cup. Capricorn. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. And Capricorn, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all, for showing up. This is a read for the person most on your mind, and look at that, starting off with the star, so destiny. It's uncanny that there's so many cards in the deck, and I pre-shuffle before I come to the read. I tidy up and make the energy disperse and bring in your energy, and again I have another card from the previous read, so Queen of Cups. So destiny and the Queen of Cups, the star, with our emotional sensation, our intuition, following the intuition and being able to be led by spirit and following what we want as destiny in most cases, and in some cases it's coming into what you deserve. That Queen of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Wands. So we're really looking at going forward with what we want, following a particular path, and understanding deep within that we are doing the right thing. We're keeping to ourselves, Capricorn. You're being emotional. You're not used to dealing with feelings depending on your situation, or you're deep within your feelings, depending on where your moon is placed. You may want to look at that on your birth chart. I'm being hypnotized by the cards. For the person most on your mind, it could be that they are in their emotions, that they are emotional. You could be dealing with a water sign, and it's not necessary. It's just the Queen of Cups represents that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in the zodiac, but what you feel and how you feel could be that you're going with the moon phase. We just turned into the new moon. I think it's about 3 or 4 days into the new moon. So what we're manifesting as desire, what we're harboring, or what we're holding on to or holding back as feelings go. For some, again, the deck just split 3 ways here. So we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have our Queen of Athames with our Queen of Cups coming earliest. So very supportive energy, very, very determined, very balanced, very honest, wanting the truth, determined to get it in some cases, wanting to have a fair deal, wanting to be generous for others. It's a give and take for some of you, and then for others of you it's a confirmation that you're doing the right thing. Capricorn, you're quite, God, the deck just let go again. So here we have the 10 of Athames, so 10 of Swords. Again, it is the end of a cycle. It's having that truth, confirmation of wanting truth. It's going to come, but I will cut on this one. This 9-card spread, and I'm using the Greenwich Tarot by Ann Moura for the Oracle deck. It's to gauge the energy between you and the person most on your mind, and this is Greenwich's Oracle, which is done by Arin Murphy-Hiscock, which is not connected to Ann Moura. They did not work on this together. The Lover's Oracle is the thoughts of the person most on your mind, and that we have no author for that one. It's Rogue, which is fine. Again, the Queen of Cups Oh my goodness, I turned the card. Spirit wanted it so. So it's dealing with your emotions. It's being emotional. That is what the situation is. And again, it's on both sides. Maybe you are holding back on sharing your feelings, or maybe they are, or they're following their intuition. And again, the deck is splitting open on the 2 of Ace. So there's an indecision to confirm why the Queen of Cups is turning herself over. Again, I keep turning the cards. I'm so sorry, but we'll just do it that way. Here we have the battle wagon. So the 7. This is what would be how you are dealing with the situation between you. Is the 7, which would be the Chariot. You know which way you want to go. So just really confirm what I was saying earlier. This time I won't turn. We'll keep a little surprise. We'll keep a little tension going here. Not that you don't have enough tension to deal with, but it's just the way that I like to do this spread, to discover the cards with you. And I just want to bring it so that we can see all of it. I'll bring it over a little more. All right. So we'll follow this. We'll follow this trend here. All right, so the 4th card is how Spirit advises, and the 5th card is how you take that advice, and the 6th card is how the person most on your mind follows Spirit's advice. The 7th card is the final outcome, or the potential outcome, because it's liable to change if you change your mind or change of heart, or if they do. And this is how you follow with that. Of course, Spirit's advice really brings this into how you choose to follow or not to follow. Again, nothing I say is written in stone. You take it as it resonates, and again, it's not. Yes, that's some perfectionism. Must be one of the spirits that's helping me today. One of the guides. They are very, and I like that. And I recognize them when they come around. That OCD. Okay, let's shift it up a little bit more. Now it's perfectly straight. Okay, Capricorn. Makes it more of a challenge for me to read, but it's okay. I'm leaving it like this. So here we have the person most on your mind. It's Temperance card. So they're being quite patient, and I mentioned that because she has that ability. Very, very patient. That's emotional connection, and this is a healing sensation that's going on here, where working through and really mixing in with what I feel and what I think. And again, you could be dealing with air signs for that matter, but then again, this is representative of Sagittarius, so it could be fire signs too. But irrelevant as to what sign, it's not so important as to the sign of the person that you're thinking about. What is important is what they're going through, and they're in the midst of healing. It's a spiritual healing, it's a psychological healing, it's a physical healing for some. There could just be a mental healing on where they're really changing how they feel. Maybe things have occurred that they are not being able to open up, and they're looking into that and they want to open up, and this is where that mental healing is coming in, where they're thinking, I need to share a little more, because what's between you is just that, being open and being more discerning as to what I say, what I keep quiet, following more the intuition. Now again, on both sides, you're trying to read the signals between you, Capricorn. And for you, it's a little difficult because it's high arcana on both sides. So it's not easy for either of you. And in the sense of where the Chariot is concerned, you have a will, you have a desire to follow through. You want to put that effort in, and in fact, you're quite determined. And you are finding it difficult to communicate with the person most on your mind. You're finding it difficult to express the feelings that you have for the person most on your mind. And that is something that you want to get past, you want to overcome. But you're on the right path, because Spirit is guiding this. As much as they are on the right path too, as to healing whatever broken heart or broken, anything that they feel is broken between you. They are thinking about how they can open up and share that, or they're keeping it to themselves, and they have kept it to themselves, and this is why they're looking now to turn it around and actually come forward and speak up, or open up a little more on the emotional side. Here we see the 10 of Cups. So Spirit is saying that this is the end of a cycle. Now again, it depends on your situation, because some of us are to the point of I don't want to be with this person anymore, I want a divorce. And some of us are, I really want to go with this person, I want to spend more time, I want to be in their company. Again, that Queen of Cups. Now she could be very selfish if she is in the reverse, and this is where the ending up of a cycle will come. And again, if I'm showing in the reverse, the ending of a cycle here is going off into a whole new direction, going away from what would be a marriage or relationship on your part. On their part, it's a question of, I want to change the circumstance. I want to go do my own thing. I want to heal away from. I want to leave this scenario. But that is not for everybody, okay? Again, Spirit is saying that it is a time of culmination. It is a time of fulfillment. It is a time of ending. A cycle is complete. You have either reached the peak of the relationship, wherein the Queen of Cups is the new beginning. I want to start again. I want a new beginning. I want to share my love. I want to open up and be loving and caring. I want to show my commitment to this relationship. Again, that's not for everybody, but that is what Spirit is giving as advice, is to put things to that end, whether you put an end to the relationship, or you bring in that fulfillment of adoration. I want to be with you. I really love you. I want us to go further. I want to take the next step. Will you marry me? Kind of thing. Capricorn, quite the busybody. You're working hard on all levels here, because now you want to speak. You want to rush in. You want to go for it. But you're already going for it here, but you're really taking a turn. You're saying either you want to express, open up and speak, say what you're thinking, how you feel, bring it to that fulfillment of you are the one I want to be with, or fighting words here saying the love is ended, I don't want to be with you anymore for whatever reason. And again, it is that selfishness, it is that depressive state of mind, all the negative traits that would take love and put it to the end, is where this could be coming in as the negative, because he's quite harsh when it comes down to the Knight of Swords. He can be very kind of like the Queen of Swords, but not as deadly. His words are his weapons, and they're not very nice words to speak. But it is a form of self-expression more than speaking on a negative tone of being angry. I mean, it really depends on the level of determination, because here's determination and here's determination. But the determination to move and the determination to speak, being that there is a loving sense of of openness that is between you, or wanting to come between you. Like you're reaching to the point where you want to speak. You want to say things that you've been harboring, thoughts that you've been keeping about the relationship, wanting to bring it to the next level. And that's in the positive. But as a tarot reader, I have to see the negative too. And for some of us, it is, I really want to put an end to this. Person most on your mind is quite satisfied, wanting that 10th cup, wanting to have that marriage, making every effort to heal this relationship. Spirit is saying, go for it. Spirit is saying, make that choice. Do you want to end this relationship, or do you want to take it to the next level? Because it is your choice at the end of the day. Their determination to speak, or your determination to speak, matches their determination to say, I'm satisfied with what I have with you. I want that final cup. I am very satisfied. Or it could go in the opposite direction, where they are healing from alcoholism and their drinking situation is totally out of balance, and that is what they know they need to heal, and that is what will bring this relationship to an end. It doesn't have to just be alcohol, because it is the cups, it is liquid, but it is also any form of drug, whether it is a physical form, where it is inhaled, swallowed, ingested in any form, or it is the mind, where their mental is in the form of depression and they're overindulging in that sense of depressive state, arguing and such with you, and this is where you're fighting for your survival. You're fighting to release from this relationship. So you see how I can see on both sides, eh? But you determine if it is your situation, because I could see the moodiness in here. I can see the aggressive, and I as well as see that loving, caring, nurturing. It is a struggle for me, as it is a struggle for you. The person most on your mind is struggling with this relationship, and they want, with every ounce of their being, they want to open up and be with you, because they are greatly satisfied and wanting to take it to the next level. You see? Again, it is either the complete opposite, whether it is in the negative or it is in the positive. But Spirit is saying that the ending of a cycle is here. The 10 of Cups will bring fulfillment, or it will bring a completion where you start anew. But love is the goal here, and on their part, they are quite indulgent in that love. All the cups are on their side. This is where I can see there could be drug abuse, and where you're really throwing it down now, saying you've had enough, you don't want any more of this, you're being taken advantage of, and you really want to go in a whole other direction. Again, fighting words. The final outcome to this is the High Priest. So we could say it goes to marriage, where you come together and you speak your mind, and you show your feelings, and you express the love and their satisfaction for you, and your determination to take this marriage or this relationship to marriage comes out with the marriage card, because it's the High Priest. Actually, no, it's the Hierophant. The High Priest is the Hierophant. Where you come to high level, the marriage, in other words, where there's commitment. It's publicly formed. It's formed by law. So you go into the marriage, or you go into the divorce, because of the issues, that abuse, whether it's alcoholism or drug abuse of any kind. Here you take the legal side and you win. Well, both sides you win. They get to be more indulgent in what they are doing, and you get to be free, knowing that you did the right thing, because it comes down to doing the right thing, knowing the difference between right and wrong. and having that higher understanding and knowledge of the situation, the experience, and just going through the changes that have come. You become more intelligent on both sides. Here we have the Sun. So your happiness again is really the outcome here. Your truth, your honesty, being able to speak and say what you really feel about this relationship, whether it is to call out the person most on your mind on what it is they are overindulging in, or to call them on how much you love and get them to speak about how much they love you. And in doing that brings out your true happiness, where you see that, oh yes, I want to be with you because we are able to talk, because I shared my true feelings, you in return share yours, and you make me happy. Person most on your mind is the 4. So again, the healing process, it is a completion. It brings them to the healing. Now again, if it is that you're moving away from them and your happiness is that you are able to speak your truth and free yourself from the clutches of their addictions, then that will trigger them to go into therapy. Take it as it resonates, because this is really speaking their mind on how they feel and being emotional and being able to share what is deeply troubling them. If it is that it is a mental, emotional, or even physical ailment that they are really working through, they're feeling that they can tell you. The opening up here is where you are both at. And for them to be able to open up and share, then it raises the relationship to the highest level that could happen, whether it is marriage or divorce. This is a deep sense of understanding here. It's not just following the laws of the land, but knowing the difference and the consequence that comes from being able to open up and not being able to open up, and saying things in a certain way that will affect the next person in a particular way that will trigger either joy, sorrow, rage, or disgust, or whatever the situation. You both have that. This is on a highly intellectual level when it comes down to the high priest as the outcome, because there's certain things that maybe they couldn't say that they are able to say now as you are, because you triggered them by being able to open up. The key here is to be able to open up. And let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Here we have the Harvest. So Judgment, second chance. This is what a second chance looks like. Being able to open up and then explore what you open up with. The Knight of Cups, being able to make that offer. You see? Go in with a second chance. And then we have the Seven of Wands, holding on to the integrity, being able to speak honestly and share what is truth. Bringing out the real truth, bringing out the real truth on both sides. Let's see what else we have. We have the Green Man, the Fool. So really really having a new journey, starting up something new, really beginning again, or taking that step, that leap, where you take that leap forward and you trigger them to speak up. And speak out, not just to speak up. You speaking out helps them to speak up. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So it's really a double whammy here. For some of you, it really is a final culmination into marriage, where you bring it in and the family grows and becomes, and you create that legacy. The families are accepting this, or you become family. Again, the high priest here brings everything together. You see, there's legacy to be formed here, to be built, and it could be on a business level too. It's not just romance here. You're bringing in the next person, or the person most on your mind, with what you have to say. You bring them in, and you come to that agreement where, yes, we will come together. I will sign the contract. I will have future endeavors with you. The Three of Pentacles. Again, it's a contract. It's dealing with projects from the past, or having that recognition of the work that was done in the past, because you're talking to each other. You see, they're very satisfied with whatever was done in the past with you, the fact that you're speaking about it. And then we have the Four of Wands, which brings in the contract, whether it's a marriage contract, it's a business contract. And then we have the Seven of Cups. So that sense of choice, we have more than enough to choose from. We have more to come, more indulgence to get into. It becomes flourishing, and we'll leave it at the Seven of Cups, because again, the positive is there. The positive is there. But then when we look into the healing side, where, because this represents healing as well, spiritual side, it could mean that they're talking about their overindulgence, in the sense of having those Seven of Cups where they are confused. What has confused them? The truth in itself that makes you more understanding. It helps to show what they're really made of as partnerships go. Interesting. Really interesting read for the person most on your mind. So you really have to draw the line down the middle. You know if you're dealing with a personal relationship, an emotional relationship, or a business relationship. It's quite clear. You decide for yourself which one you're in, and see where the truth and happiness comes from this. It's quite positive, regardless of the scenario. The truth comes out, and you both come out highly educated at the end, and more knowledgeable in whatever it is that you're dealing with between you, on a level where you become more discerning, or you open up and share emotionally, or you follow your intuition, depending on both of you following the intuition, the instinct to come together and work together. It's quite positive as the read goes. What is the energy between Capricorn and the person most on their mind? We have the Earth, peace, grounding. Yes, that would be you, Capricorn. You bring that. But then that's the energy. The energy is just that it's a sense of healing with movement. You're determined. You're both determined. You both feel that groundedness. And then you're working together with the conversation that is able to happen. You're able to open up and have that sense of being grounded between you, so that you could build on the Ten of Pentacles. You can have both the love and the money, like the passion for what you'd love to do and make money from it. Peace and grounding. Let's see, Earth. It's quite a beautiful read. Earth. Let's see. Not Earth, but Earth. 31. Okay, we're there. 31 brings us. The Earth card offers a moment of reflection and connection. You may be losing yourself and becoming too focused on work, schedules, and to-do lists. Sometimes you don't realize how far you've strayed from your relationship with nature and its calming energy. Even those of us who work with nature daily can sometimes get set in our ways and become complacent. This card is a reminder to consciously renew your connection with nature and listen to what the natural world has to say. Take a step back and breathe, giving yourself space to find balance. Clear your mind and open it to the communication of nature. Let its energy soothe and revitalize you as you ground yourself in the earth. Again, paying attention to what you feel, what you say, and how you express, and really feeling that sense of happiness is where you're headed. But again, being able to open up, be more discerning is the situation between you. Being able to measure that is where you both are, because that's what they're working on. Could be for them too that they're caught up overindulging and they need some time away. They need to reflect. They need to rest, clear their mind, and open up the communication naturally with nature. You see it, if you're working together, you bring each other to the higher level. Again, it's another deep reading on that sense. Okay, let's see the thoughts of the person most on your mind, Capricorn. Second chance to really take this relationship back to the drawing board, bring it to a higher level, and deal with each other on a natural level, dealing with your intuition. Or you're letting your intuition serve you is more what I want to say. And that is probably what they're working on, and they're taking that time for themselves. What are the thoughts of the person most on your mind? Okay, the obsession, infatuation, adoration, addiction. I did say those words, adoration, here. They think and they know that you love them, or they will think that. They're thinking that they love you, or do you love them as much? Influences, attachments, third parties, pairs. Okay, we've seen that in the overindulgence. Maybe that's what's worrying them. Again, they're working on that, because we did see the Seven of Cups toward the end. Again, the choices, having many choices, being attached, the intimacy, bonding, sensual, confiding. Again, that opening up, our Queen of Cups here, very sensual, very intimate, needing to be so. Spirit is saying go for that, be honest, speak. They want that intimacy with you. They want to bond with you. The obscurity, having secrets, mysteries, concealing. Again, this is how it started, where that could be what you have that needs to be healed, that needs to be going in a different direction, away from, losing that, leaving behind the secretiveness and the obscurity. You're really speaking now, because you don't speak as much, so they're worried about that. And now when you do speak, it will remove that worry that they have, because this is what they're thinking. This is what they know that is between you. They don't want that. They want to heal that. Let's see what's at the bottom. Oh my God, healing. How many times did I say the word healing in this reading? On that note, I thank you, Capricorn, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, love and light.